Hey guys, Brian here. Welcome back to the shop. It's time for another shop update for the month. So you're about to get a quick look at what's been going on here shop wise. So as you can see behind me, we've got more paneling up, and more importantly, I've got the spot cleared out for the Monarch to sit in, and I've got the epoxy on the floor. So let's take a look at that. That's going to be where the Monarch's going to sit. There's the little chuck. So it'll be from here down almost to the wall, which the wall is complete, boxed in except for that one little corner. I still got to do something. I need to move the loft over outside against the wall before I cut the piece for that, because right now it's pulled off the wall so that I could run the paneling in behind it. As you can see there where that one brace was cut, the paneling all runs in behind it. So I've got all the front side still to do, and the very end pieces where the wiring's going to run up into the attic for the phase converter sitting over there, American rotary phase converter, and the transformer. Wish that floor would stay that clean. It's hard to keep it from getting dusty and dirty. But a lot of shop vac time in here went into cleaning that all up before I could paint it. So we'll see how this epoxy holds up. Of course, you won't be able to see most of it or walk on it because the lathe is going to sit on top of it. But that's to protect the PEX tubing that's in the floor for the radiant heat, to keep the oil and stuff from going down in there, which it does make a difference. I ain't put some catch pans underneath of this mill because you can probably see the oil down there in the pit. All that would be in the concrete if it wasn't sealed. So I have to dab that out, and I need to put trays under the troughs on here where it drains out. Be another little practice. Also, I started spraying spray foam underneath the machine around the outside of it, so when stuff drops and hits the floor, it can't roll up under the machine. That's always a pain in the butt. If you're working on something and you drop a tool or a screw or something, it disappears under the mill because you can't exactly move it to get it, so you gotta go fishing. The digital readout's still working, and it does clear the plug. We just had it up and down and didn't rip it out of the wall. So I need to get a longer cable for the one axis there, though. It's a little too short for going all the way up. As you can see, the paneling runs down. Still haven't completed up there. I need 4 more sheets. Currently have 2 in the queue painted up, so I'll have to get some more out of the stack and get them painted. Do another run on that next time it's warm. Get good painting weather. I need to get them out and get them painted up, so I'll have enough to do over top of the door there. And I need to get in here and figure out how many 2x I gotta have to put across all those braces to put the ceiling in here. So that's why I climbed up the ladder and put the plastic over the vent to finally keep the heat in here some. It made a pretty big difference. Still not, with just all that steel ceiling there, you still lose a lot of heat, but it's nothing like having an open vent. I need to rehang those doors still. I haven't got around to doing that because it's not been good weather. It's been raining all the time whenever I've been here, so, or snowing yesterday. So I haven't had time to get out there and take the tops off the doors and readjust how they hang, but they'll get on that eventually. And that'll help getting rid of that daylight gap there. Will help keep a little more heat in here too. Pressure's hanging out of the way. Need to get them put up there permanently out of the way. Along with that insulation, once I get the ceiling in here, I can get that up and get that put away and get it disappeared. So the concrete trowel machine, it can go out of here. It's getting there. A little at a time, clean up more space, make a mess to clean a mess. That's a lot of plywood. I don't remember if I showed this previously or not on the deal with the transformer and wiring this 480 volt, but I already have a panel that has mostly the proper size breakers in it for what I'm gonna need to wire up for all my machines. These 40s here are big enough to do the CNC and the Cincinnati. I can use a 40 on the GNL, but I really only need a 30, so I already got one of those. It'll be fine, so I got an extra 40. Got an extra 30, I don't have anything else that size. And the 20s are enough for the little Monarch. And I do need to get a, I think it's a 60 for the 40 horse on the big Monarch. I don't have any that big in here. So I'll have to resource one of those. So I have to source a 60 amp breaker, one of these style to get in here. But other than that, I've pretty well got what I need breaker wise for my machines. These little ones, 15, I can use that on the grinder. Like the 20 probably for the Thompson grinder, and the 15 and do my little grinders and the Johnson saw and all those small little utilities. I can put on one of those, like the Hammond. That can go on that, be plenty of circuit to feed that stuff. Maybe even, well, it's single phase, but if I were to put a 3-phase motor on the compressor, I could feed it off it, but I'll probably just leave it as single phase. It's more convenient that way. I don't have to start the phase converter to have air. Of course, that one's 3-phase, so. Sure is a pretty floor. Wish it all looked like that. Just couldn't afford it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little update. It's looking pretty good around here as far as getting the lathes moved in. If it'll ever quit raining to where I can get it pulled out of the barn. Right now it's way too muddy to even think about trying to get that thing pulled out with the semi. I just wind up with a stuck semi and a lathe sitting outside, and I don't want that. Gotta get it to quit raining every day. Well, it's about every other day. Usually gives you a day where you think, oh, it's gonna dry out, and then it rains again. So we'll have to quit that sometime, I hope. And when it does, I'll be able to get that drug down here and get it in and see about getting it offloaded and sitting in its new position where I can start working on it too. That's what I need is another project to work on. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. I'll catch y'all later.